Unreleased Michael Jackson recordings spark legal battle with auction house. The estate of the late Michael Jackson is currently embroiled in a legal dispute with Gotta Have Rock and Roll, a New Jersey-based auction house, over the impending sale of 3 cassette tapes purported to contain unreleased and unedited recordings by the iconic singer. The controversy surrounding these tapes has not only captivated fans but also raised significant questions about copyright laws, the ethical implications of auctioning unreleased material, and the enduring legacy of the King of Pop. The auction and its controversy. Scheduled to commence on Wednesday, the auction was quickly labeled a sad attempt by an auction site to mislead the public, by Jackson's estate in a statement to TMZ. The tapes, listed under the description, Michael Jackson Incredible Unreleased and Unedited Songs with Bryan Loren, including 7 Digits, All the Truth You Need, Don't Believe It, and more, were set with a minimum bid of $85,000 and expected to fetch between $150,000 and $200,000. The auction house's CEO and head of consignments, Dylan Kaczynski, emphasized the unique appeal of the items, explaining that the buzz surrounding the tapes was fueled by the fans' insatiable desire to hear new music from the late superstar. Fans want to hear new music, which is why the tapes are getting so much buzz and hopefully will sell to a collector who wants to listen to them, Kaczynski told DailyMail.com. The estate's legal position. Jackson's estate, known for being fiercely protective of his legacy and intellectual property, has maintained that it owns the material on the cassettes, which it described as mere copies of the original master recordings. The estate further clarified that the auction winner would not gain any rights to copy or publicly play the tapes without violating copyright laws. According to the estate, the cassettes themselves are merely an outdated format, and offer no real value beyond their status as physical artifacts. This stance aligns with the estate's broader strategy of maintaining tight control over Jackson's extensive musical catalog, which has been a cornerstone of his posthumous earnings. Over the years, the estate has curated and released select unreleased tracks, often as part of special editions or anniversary reissues of Jackson's albums. However, they have largely resisted broader exploitation of unreleased material, perhaps in an effort to preserve the integrity of Jackson's artistic vision. Auction house's defense. In response to the estate's claims, Kaczynski argued that the tapes do not hold any copyright and cannot be reproduced or distributed by the buyer. He emphasized that the sale was purely about the artifact value of the tapes. What we are selling is an artifact only, he said, underscoring the notion that the auction is not about commercializing Jackson's music but rather providing a collector with a rare piece of music history. What's on the tapes? The cassettes reportedly contain a range of material showcasing Michael Jackson's creative process alongside music producer Bryan Loren. The auction house claims that the recordings include a previously unheard writing session version of the track, 7 Digits, offering fans a rare glimpse into Jackson's songwriting method. According to Gotta Have Rock and Roll, the recordings capture Jackson experimenting with lyrics and engaging in creative exchanges with Loren in the studio. This behind-the-scenes perspective is particularly valuable to historians and fans who view Jackson not only as a performer but also as a meticulous and innovative songwriter. One of the most intriguing aspects of the tapes is a never-before-heard version of Truth on the Youth, which exclusively features LL Cool J. According to the auction house, LL Cool J performs all the vocal parts as a guide track intended for Jackson to later record over. Such recordings, where collaborators lay down guide vocals for the lead artist, are common in the music industry but rarely emerge into the public eye. Additionally, the auction includes an original unedited version of a track featuring Michael's sister, Janet Jackson, on lead vocals. The collaboration between the siblings is of particular interest, as their artistic synergy has previously yielded hits like Scream in 1995, showcasing their shared talent and chemistry. The legal and ethical debate. The sale of unreleased music through auction houses is not unprecedented but often leads to legal and ethical challenges. In many cases, the rightful ownership of such recordings is contested, especially when the material was not intended for public release. Intellectual property law generally protects recorded music under copyright, granting the owner exclusive rights to reproduce, distribute, and perform the work. In Jackson's case, his estate's legal team appears prepared to assert these rights rigorously. By framing the tapes as copies of the original master recordings, the estate strengthens its argument that the music itself, not the physical tapes, is protected under copyright law. This could prevent the buyer from legally playing or sharing the recordings, reducing their practical value. A history of Jackson's unreleased material. Michael Jackson's vault is rumored to contain hundreds of unreleased tracks. Some of these recordings were made during the sessions for his classic albums, while others were created as demos, experiments, or collaborations that never saw the light of day. His estate has periodically released select tracks, often generating mixed reactions from fans and critics regarding whether the releases align with Jackson's artistic standards. The legacy of the King of Pop. Jackson's legacy, both musical and cultural, continues to inspire and intrigue audiences worldwide. His influence spans generations, and his music remains a benchmark for excellence in pop and R&B. The enduring demand for his unreleased material underscores his unique ability to captivate listeners, even years after his death. What happens next? As the legal process unfolds, it remains to be seen whether the auction will proceed as planned. If Jackson's estate takes legal action, it could result in an injunction halting the sale or even lead to a lawsuit over intellectual property rights. Meanwhile, collectors and fans will continue to speculate on the content of the tapes and the potential insights they could offer into one of music's greatest legends. Conclusion. This dispute between the estate of Michael Jackson and Gotta Have Rock and Roll is more than a battle over 3 cassette tapes. It is a clash between the protection of an artist's legacy and the public's insatiable desire for new material. As the auction looms, the world watches closely, eager to see how this story will unfold, and whether the King of Pop's voice will once again be heard in a way never before imagined.